everybody, my name is Kyle9. Welcome back to another video. Today, in this one, is going to be another live local future match, and in this one, it's going to be Snake Guys taking on Fire King Snake Guys. Yes, Phantom Nightmare is just around the corner, and this tournament was a pre-release for Phantom Nightmare, so both players do have the new cards here. So on the right side will be your Pure Snake Eyes player, and on the left side will be your Fire King Snake Eyes player. The Pure Snake Eyes player won the die roll and like to go first. We'll go activate Bonfire to start us off, and we'll go ahead, search out the new card from Phantom Nightmare. We'll search out the Snake Eyes Poplar. We'll go effect it on hand to special itself, and then effect on field to search out a Snake Eyes Spell Trap. Go ahead and search out the field spell, meaning we probably already have original in hand, or at least a way to original. So we'll go ahead and activate the field spell here to go ahead and place a Snake Eyes, or I think it might be a level 1, but I think it's a Snake Eyes into the spell trap zone. We'll place out Oak here. Interesting not to place like something like Flamberg here. Must already have some access, some way to access Flamberg. We'll go ahead and link off into a Link Karibo here. Then go Poplar effect in graveyard, put itself into the spell trap zone. Then go original effect, so we did have it in hand. We'll send out the Oak to go ahead and special summon a level 1 fire from our deck. We'll go ahead and special summon Ash. Ash effect will go ahead and search out any level 1 fire as well. And we'll go ahead, we haven't committed to a normal summon, we'll search out the second Snake Eyes Oak that we have. So we still haven't committed to a normal summon here, which is interesting, but we still have Ash's effect as well. So we still have a lot to do right now, and it looks like our opponent doesn't really have any hand traps. We'll go Ash effect, sending itself and Poplar in the spell trap zone to go ahead and special summon out the Flamberg from the deck here. And then we'll go ahead and normal summon Snake Eyes Oak. We'll go Oak effect to bring back Ash from the graveyard here. And then just thinking on plays here, so pretty much have full combo right now. We'll go into a Link 3 play. Are we going to see the Promethean? But he takes it back. We'll make an IP first, then we'll go into a Link 3, go ahead and make ourselves the Promethean Princess, another new card from Phantom Nightmare here. We'll go effect of Flamberg to go ahead and put IP into the spell trap zone. Then we'll go Promethean effect to summon out Oak from the graveyard here. And then we'll go ahead and link the Promethean and the Flamberg, go into a Sunlight Wolf here. Go Flamberg effect in graveyard to try to special summon out 2 level 1 fires from the graveyard. That gets Ghost Bell, so that will get negated. We'll see talents. Take a look at hand, and the hand here is Fire King Island, Called by the Grave, Skyburn, and Snake Eyes Oak here. So I think the two good choices here is either Fire King Island or Oak. I would probably take the Oak, force him to, better draw a fire off the hand. But if you'd probably take out the Island here just because Oak doesn't really do anything by itself, and that's what the Snake Eyes player does. We'll go ahead and do Link Rebo effect, tributing off the Snake Eyes Oak from the field, and then special it to Sunlight Wolf, and then Sunlight Wolf effect will trigger to add back a fire from our graveyard. Initially thinks on putting back Flamberg back to hand, but go ahead and put back Oak to the hand instead here. Then we'll link off into a Link 3. We'll go into Heat Soul effect to draw a card. We'll cut before that, and we'll also take 1,000 life points here as well. So we'll draw a card here. We'll go Dia Bellstar, pitching the Flamberg, the second Flamberg that we had in hand here. We'll go Dia Bellstar to set a wanted from the deck here. So just kind of getting the follow-up for next turn here. And then again, we'll just look in our extra deck, probably go into a Link 4. We'll probably make the Amblo here. Probably makes sense. Or maybe even Apolloza is probably fine. We'll go into the Amblo here instead. We'll set 1, and we will pass to our opponent on that. Who draws for turn? We'll draw Wanted. We know everything in hand, but that's an insane top deck. Wanted there. Go ahead and search the Dia Bellstar from the deck here in draw phase. So we play around something like Droll or something like that. Interesting play there. So now we're going into main phase. We kind of know everything in hand. We have the Called By, we have the Skyburn, we have an Oak, and we have a Dia Bellstar. We'll go Dia Bellstar, pitching the Skyburn. That's pretty worthless. We'll go Chainlink 1, Dia Bellstar, Chainlink 2, Field Spell, Chainlink 3, Promethean, targeting Amblo and Dia Bellstar. And then we'll go ahead and go Chainlink 4. We do have the Called By Engrave, and that was known, but that was probably an intentional thing to do. We'll summon out the IP, and then Dia Bellstar will set here. Because if we Called By the Promethean, the opponent cannot use Promethean on their turn. So very interesting to play it like that. And then we'll go IP effect to go ahead and link summon into an SP Little Knight to banish out the original from the back row here. And then we do have the Oak in hand. We'll go battle phase first to clear out the SP Little Knight. We'll take 900, go to 61. Main phase 2, we'll normal summon an Oak. We have no target in graveyard for Oak, but we do have a couple plays here. We can make a Dark to go ahead and steal any Dark, which I don't think is really the best play here. I think the best play here is probably to go Hito. We have plenty of targets in the graveyard here for us to search right now. So, I mean, yeah, he's just looking in the graveyard. We do go, he's still thinking pretty rough right now. But, I think we go into a Heat of play. He has Ash in there. He has a Poplar. We even have an Oak in there. There's plenty of good targets for us to go into. So, I think we probably go into a Heat of play. Maybe, like, so that I think that's the first thing is correct. But I think we go Hita, go ahead and steal like the Snake Eyes Ash here. Because we can go Ash effect, search out something like Snake Eyes Popular. If we still have Snake Eyes Popular, just special summon and gets us just extra bodies, right? But that's if we're playing like 2 originals. If we're playing your 2 originals, then that's absolutely the play. But this is Fire King Snake Eyes, so it's maybe not playing 2 original Sinful Spoils there. Like something like where Pier is playing something like 2, but this is the Fire King, so he's probably not playing 2. But the other option here is just to summon out the Snake Eyes Oak and go Oak effect to bring back the other Oak, which gets called by the grave, which is very wild. Both players drew called by the grave. That card is at 1, but both players drew it. So very unfortunate there. The called by hits the Snake Eyes Oak there. We'll go ahead and just link into a Link Rebo. Then we'll go ahead. We can make a Promethean. We can make a Promethean, but its effects are negated. So we don't really want to do that. So he's just reading everything while he's doing this. We'll probably link off, make an SP Little Knight. We'll banish the field spell. That's not really doing anything, but I mean, there's really no other banish there as well. In end phase, we'll do Wanted Effect to go ahead and search out the Diabell Star from Graveyard here. We'll draw for turn. We go standby main phase here, and this is where the pre-release does matter. The problem with the Snake Eyes deck right now is he only has the 1 Poplar. Could not find a second one for the tournament, and that is very important, especially in a pure Snake Eyes deck, right? So very unfortunate there. But he does have ways to put it back into the deck, so it's not like it's that bad right now. But, you know, you would rather have the second one in the deck than just having the 1, because having the 1 is not enough. You need to be playing 2 in pure here. So he'll go original effect, go ahead and shuffle back Flamberg to go search. Now, I think this is incorrect here. I think you shuffle back the Poplar, right? Especially if you're searching out the Snake Eyes Ash like he did. I think we put back Poplar, search out Ash, so we have a way to get back into Poplar, get back into rotation, right? He only has the 1, so it's unfortunate, but I think that's a little bit of a misplay. We shuffle back the Poplar there instead of shuffling back the Flamberg there. So we can get Poplar back in rotation. Then we'll do Wanted Effect, put original from the banished zone back to the bottom of the deck to draw a card here. So again, just a little bit of misplay. If we only have the 1 Poplar, we probably shuffle back the Poplar there just so we get it into rotation. We'll go ahead and Noble Summon Snake Eyes Ash, trigger the effect. Opponent will chain SP targeting the Ash. We'll go ahead and chain the Link Rebo that we have in Graveyard, triggering the Ash to prevent SP from resolving. Ash will go ahead and resolve here. Again, if we shuffle that Poplar, we pretty much go full combo, right? Which is unfortunate, but again, just a little bit of a misplay. Maybe he's acting like he has 2 in deck, but unfortunately only has the 1 for this tournament. We did search out Birch there. We'll go Diabell Star, pitching the Oak here that we have in hand, that we know that we have in hand. We did that just because, I mean, we're under called by still, so Oak is pretty much dead still. We'll set the original from the deck here. Now going back into the extra deck, just kind of looking for plays here. We'll just go battle phase. We'll clear the SP Little Knight and then attack with Link Rebo directly. We'll go down to 6,800 life points there. And just kind of looking for plays in the extra deck, especially just not having that Poplar. But I think, again, shuffling back the Poplar was probably correct. You could probably even kill him through that if we shuffle back the Poplar there. We'll go Dark Effect, steal the SP Little Knight, and then go link into an Apollousa player. So we have a 1,600 attack Apollousa, and your opponent's on top deck, right? So we draw for turn, but we still have the Wanted in Graveyard to shuffle back the original from the bench as well. So we're basically going Pot of Greed here for turn. So we'll draw another card, and then on resolution, we'll get Draw and Lockbird, which is unfortunate. So, you know, those 2 cards have to be good to play through Draw and Lockbird. So let's see if he can do that. But he passes to the Snake Eyes player who draws for turn. Still has the 1,600 Apo. We have the original in rotation here. Well, we need to get that Poplar back into the deck. Unfortunately, that he couldn't shuffle it back here. But just looking for plays right now. We'll go ahead and normal summon Droll. We'll go original, send the Droll and Lockbird to go ahead and special summon a level 1 fire. Sorry about that. Summon out Ash from the deck here, but we have no targets for Ash, unfortunately, so we'll just summon out Birch here from our hand, since we do control the fire here. Just looking for plays, we'll go ahead and, I think he's doing Ash effect. Yes, we are. We're doing the Ash effect. Go ahead and special out the Flamberg Dragon here. And then we'll go ahead, looking in Graveyard, we do have the Flamberg effect as well. We go Flamberg effect, initially goes IP, but wants to do something else instead. it goes ahead and does SP Little Knight instead there. So again, we have the Apple, we have the Flamberg, we have one card left unknown in hand right now. We'll just go Battle Fate, hit with Flamberg, hit with Apple. That'll be, I think, 58 or 56 total, or yeah, 56. So that'll put us down to 2,200 life points. We'll pass to the Snake Eyes player who draws return, draws infinite permanents on the Apple here. Then we'll go Flamberg effect, put SP Little back onto the field. Normal summon Ash Blossom. That is very good. Ash Blossom. Sorry. Snake Eyes Ash. Sorry about that. We'll go Snake Eyes Ash effect. Search out Poplar effect to special itself from hand. Then Poplar effect to attempt to search out original here. We'll chain SP to banish the Poplar. Now, he sets the original here. I think he's acting like it's Dia Bellstar. Poplar definitely adds to hand. So just act like we added the original and then just set it. But he's immediately going to activate it anyways. We'll go original, sending the Ash, summon out the Ponix. Now we're seeing the Fire Kings. We'll go Ponix effect, getting Sanctuary. We'll go Sanctuary, get out the Fire King Island. Very interesting. We know we have the Fire King Island since he shuffled it back off the triple tactic talents as well. We'll go Fire King Island. We'll pop the Ponix here to go ahead and search out any Fire King. We'll go Garunix effect on field, sending Kieran. And then we'll go Kieran effect to go ahead and special summon again. We'll go Ponix, pop the back row, which was, I think it was original, so we kind of knew, oh, it was Super Poly. Sorry, so Super Poly was the set there. I guess I kind of just skipped over that. But we had no cards in hand, so Super Poly was kind of dead anyways. So we'll go Link Rebo affecting Graveyard Link. Oh my god, sorry about that. Fucking holy shit. That's the second time I have done that. Let's go back here. So we're here now. So we did Link Rebo to tribute off the Ponix, and then we'll go the Garunix and Link Rebo to go into a Dark. We'll go Dark effect. I think he attempts to steal a Fighter, thinking it's Hida, but it's not Hida. So we go Dark. He has to steal a Dark here. But again, stealing the Dia Bellstar is always nice just because it gets us into a follow-up play. We'll go Dia Bellstar effect to set out the Wanted from the deck here. We now can go into a Promethean because we're no longer under the Called by the Grave, right? So, something to think about for right now. But we do have the Flamberg that we do have to clear here, because the Flamberg is summoning out 2 level 1s from the graveyard, so it's pretty hard to kill him right now because of that reason. But again, I think the Promethean here gets his Promethean into rotation. Links into Selene instead, so I guess we're going for an Axis Code play. We'll go special back to Dia Bellstar. Again, there's plenty enough spells in rotation, and Selene has plenty of counters right now on it right now, so that doesn't really matter. But thinking off what he wants to link off into, but it's probably just an Axis Code play if we're committing to the Selene and not the Promethean play. So we're probably going to go into an Axis Code play to kind of just clear the field. Axis Code, target a Selene, then Axis Code will banish a light. I forget which light he has in graveyard there. We'll pop the Flamberg, then Flamberg effect to bring back 2 level 1s, and we'll go Chainlink 1 Oak, Chainlink 2 Poplar. We'll go ahead and go search. We'll add Ash from the graveyard back to hand off of Oak, and then we'll go ahead. He again set original off the Poplar. That's not how Poplar works. Poplar adds it to hand. So, especially that matters now because Axis Code is on the field right now. So we'll go ahead. So we banish Selene for Axis Code's first effect. That was the light, sorry. Then we'll go Axis Code effect, banishing Hida from the graveyard to pop the Appaloosa. Again, don't really need to pop the Appaloosa. It's at 0 attack. He takes it back. We'll go ahead and pop the Oak. We'll go Link Rebo effect to go ahead and tribute off the Poplar to put itself onto the field, and Poplar effect to put Flamberg onto the field, getting just more follow-up out of this, especially since we have the Amblo in graveyard as well. If he decides to pop a Link monster, we can just pop that Axis Code in response as well. We'll just go Axis Code effect, banishing the Dark to get rid of the original that we had set. Again, should be in hand. Don't know why it's not in hand, but again, it should be in hand. That's what Poplar does. We'll go Axis Code attack into Appaloosa. We'll chain Link Rebo here to kind of just not die here. We're at 61. Axis Code wasn't enough to kill him, but still. We'll pass on that. He draws for turn. So we do have the original. Again, we can go original, shuffle back the Poplar to go ahead and search. But I do think he's out of targets for level 1s, which is unfortunate now. Kind of the problem with the pure Snake Eye stuff is you kind of run through everything straight away really fast. So you kind of run out of targets really fast. But I guess that goes for any Snake Eyes variant that you're playing. But again, he's only at 2,200 life points. We only have to clear the Axis Code. We go Link Apo into Zelantis, and that is co-link, so we can actually pop the Axis Code. Again, that's pretty much representing lethal right now. So that could be pretty much game, because we can go to battle, Zelantis effect to pop the access code. We can actually pop 2 cards, I think, since there's 2 cards in the field that are co-linked, right? So we can pop like the access code in like the back row if we really want to. I think that's how Zealantis works. But again, we're just cleaning the access code off Zealantis just to go game. We'll go Dia Bellstar, pitch to Flamberg, and the Fire King player has seen enough. So even though the pure Snake Eyes player only had the 1 Poplar, was able to win that game. So now we're on to game 2. That was a very long game 1 that we just had. So now on to game 2, we'll see the Fire King player go first here. We'll go ahead in draw phase to go ahead and search out the Wanted. We'll start off with Wanted to go ahead and search out the Dia Bellstar from the deck here. And then we'll go standby main phase. Now we're into the main phase, kind of just thinking out plays. Depends on how good the Fire King player's hand. It depends on if these Snake Eyes players saw any hand traps as well. This is kind of a heavy hand trap format, so we kind of have to think about playing around hand traps and stuff like that. Going to be very interesting. Again, this is a deck that's looking to be like a tier 0 deck. That it could be possible. I'm not going to say tier 0 yet, but probably like at 0.5. So we'll go Dia Bellstar effect, pitching the original, and then he sets here. Let me go kind of rewind back here. Let me see what he sets off this, because we already have the original in hand, which is interesting. So again, it goes Dia Bellstar, pitch the original here. Kind of rewinding just to make sure what he sets here. He just sets another Wanted, which is interesting. So I guess we're just going to original to kind of just shuffle back so we can get Poplar in rotation that way. So I guess we already have somewhat full combo in hand if we're doing it like that. So I guess we actually need a draw. I mean, I guess we're in a rickiness situation here. We'll go Bonfire. I guess that's probably the reason why we did that. We'll go ahead and do Poplar effect, a special itself, and then a Poplar effect to go ahead and get the original back. We set the original again. Don't know why we're setting it. Poplar adds it to hand. That's not Dia Bellstar. It's Poplar. Poplar does add it to hand here. So again, just thinking out plays here. We'll just link off into a Linkuriboh here. And then go ahead and do Poplar effect to put itself into the spell trap zone. I can see why maybe you did the draw play first, because if we already had the Bonfire in rotation, you just want to get a free draw before you commit to the Bonfire that way. But it kind of plays in draw pretty hard, so I don't know. I don't know how much I agree with that. I think you just kind of keep the original in hand. We'll go original effect, sending the Linkuriboh instead of sending the Poplar, which is interesting. We'll go Ash effect, Ash to go ahead and get out the Ponix, and then Ponix effect. Yeah, we have a normal summon, so we'll normal summon out the Ponix. Go Ponix effect to search out a Fire King spell trap. We'll go into Sanctuary effect to go ahead and place out Fire King Island. And now we have a couple plays. We have Fire King Island. We still have the Snake Eyes Ash here. We'll go Snake Eyes Ash to go ahead and send itself and Poplar to the graveyard. Again, I don't think you do original send Linkuriboh there. I think you send the Poplar, and then if Ash resolves, and you go Ash, send the Linkuriboh. But we go Flamberg, and then we'll go ahead and do Fire King Island, pop the Ponix to go ahead and search out Garunix, then Garunix effect to go ahead and pop Arvita, and then we'll probably do Arvita to bring back the Ponix here. So we have a full field, but we're kind of playing hard into Nibiru right now. But, I mean, it's probably fine. We should probably link the, we'll go Link 2, it looks like. We'll probably go into an IP, and then we'll probably go Garunix and IP, go into a Promethean here. So we're kind of playing around nearby, keeping the Flamberg here. So we'll go Promethean. So we'll go Promethean effect to special back the Arviton. Now we're fully playing around Nibiru. Then Flamberg to put IP into the spell trap zone. So pretty much having a lot here. We still have a couple cards in hand as well. We know that the set is a Wanted, so it's pretty much doing nothing. We'll go Link 4 here. Go ahead and make ourselves or Link 2, we'll go into Sunlight Wolf here. And then we'll go Flamberg effect to special out. We'll special out Poplar and special summon out Ash. And then, surprising not to do it into the Sunlight Wolf spell trap zone so we can get something off of it. But I guess we have Linkuriboh anyway, so we're going to trigger it anyway. So yeah, we'll do that way. And we'll go ahead and search back the Flambergs from the graveyard here, which is interesting. So now we probably go into a Heat Soul play so we can keep drawing a card, right? So we're kind of doing what the Snake Eyes player was doing as well, but we have the Arvada to back it up right now, right? So we go Arvada, or not Arvada, Heat Soul, draw a card by paying 1,000 life points here. Again, a very long game one. This is a tournament, so the time is somewhat of a factor here, but I guess they didn't really care for time right now. We'll link off into an Amblo, we'll set one, and we'll go ahead and pass to the Snake Eyes player who does draw for turn. A very interesting end board for the Snake Eyes player. Here we have an Amblo, we have an Arvita, we have a set, we have two sets, but we know one of them is Wanted, and we have the IP as well. We really have no way to bring back that IP because we don't have Flamberg in rotation. But we go lead into a bonfire for the Snake Eyes player here. Go ahead and search out Ash instead, and then player priority leads off with Super Poly pitching the second bonfire here, using Amblo and the Arvita to go ahead and make ourselves a Mud Dragon of the Swamp here. And then we'll go ahead, Fire King player has to think immediately right now, because if he calls fire, that does do a lot. You can't target any fires, which is going to be unfortunate. And that's what the Snake Eyes player does. He goes, Mud Dragon, call fire. And the Fire King player, again, has to think. We'll go lead into the Kieran effect, popping the Flamberg, and we'll go probably Kieran, or not Kieran, Garunix Chainlink 1, and then Flamberg Chainlink 2 here, and that's exactly what he's doing. So we summon out the Garunix, and then we're summoning out 2 level 1, so we'll summon out Ash, and go ahead and summon out Ponix. And then we have multiple Chainlinks here. We can go Garunix 1, Ash 2, Ponix 3, something like that, if we really want to. We're not under Droll, so we'll go ahead and Ponix effect to search out another Fire King Island, and then Ash to search out Oak, and then Garunix to pop the Kieran, and then we'll go Kieran effect to probably special back to the Arvita. I mean, Arvita is probably always correct here. It gets you the monster negate, and then we pop the Mud Dragon because it's a non-targeting as well. We'll chain the Link Rebo, it looks like, as well, and then Arvita to pop the Mud Dragon here. And then we'll go into triple tactic thrust here. Go ahead and search out evenly match. Insane. That is wild. Kind of played right into it. We'll go wanted here and kind of just save our resources because we have no way to negate that wanted. Search out the Dia Bellstar, but that board is getting cleared. So we had battle, end of battle. We'll go into evenly match. Pretty much clearing that entire field and keeping the Arvita just for a monster negation here. We'll Noble Summon Snake Eyes Ash. We'll go Snake Eyes Ash effect to go ahead and search. I think we're chaining the Arvita. We'll pop the Ash that we have in hand to negate that effect here, but it does not destroy. So, I mean, I guess it forces the opponent to have something playable, and Monster Reborn is playable. So, go ahead. Wow, that's wild. We'll go, I think he's targeting the Promethean that's in the graveyard, which is very insane because now we have Promethean to pretty much do a lot here, but we have no targets in the graveyard just yet for Promethean, so we can't do the Promethean effect just yet. We'll go Dia Bellstar pitching Ash. That gets chained Valor, but this is illegal. Dia Bellstar can't be special summoned because of Promethean. Now, the players do eventually realize this, so it just does take them a little bit. Now the Fire King player is reading the Promethean here and then realized Dia Bellstar was an illegal summon, so we're taking all of this back. So Ash is still on the field, so we're basically on the resolution of Monster Reborn. So the Effect Valor is back in hand for Fire King, and then the Dia Bellstar is back in hand for the Snake Eyes player here. Again, this was the pre-release, kind of playing for the first the cards for the first time. So again, misplays do happen here and there, but again, gets taken back. Everything was fine, but again, the Promethean has no target in graveyard just yet, so we'll just go, we can't go battle because we're already into battle, so we can't clear the Arvita that way. So we'll go ahead and just link off the Ash and the Promethean, go ahead and summon out, probably like a Hita, probably. We can go Hita, which is fine, right? Oh, we're doing Ash effect, actually, so we'll go Ash to summon out Poplar, and then that will get Valor. Then we'll link off into a Link Rebo. And then we'll go Poplar effect to put back Ash into the spell trap zone here. And then we'll just do Dia Bellstar special itself, pushing back Ash. And then we'll go ahead and do Dia Bellstar effect on someone to go ahead and set in a Sinful Spoil spell trap from the deck here. It looks like your opponent is thinking, just seeing how he wants to do this. We are chaining the Promethean here to pop the Dia Bellstar and the Arvita. Then Arvita effect will trigger here to summon out Kieran, but again, Kieran's already triggered its effect, so it's not terrible. We'll go original effect that we set off Dia Bellstar, sending the Link Rebo to go ahead and probably summon out Oak, and we'll go Oak effect to go ahead and special summon from the graveyard here. We'll go ahead and special summon out the Ash that we have. Again, we already triggered the Ash here, but now maybe we go into a Hita play. Again, that's why I initially thought with the Ash that we were going to go into, but we can go like Oak effect into like a Flamberg play, and then Flamberg the spell trap like a Kieran or something like that. We already did the Ash effect. We don't really have a wanted, so we can't get a draw out of this as well. We have no cards in hand for the Snake Eyes player. We'll go ahead and link off into a Hita, and then we'll go ahead and do Hita's effect here. We'll do Heat Soul. We'll go Heat Soul effect, paying 1,000 life points to draw a card. So that does gives us a card into rotation here. And again, now this gets us into a Promethean play as well, which is interesting as well. But time is coming up, so I do have to say that. Time is coming up. We'll go Promethean Effect to go ahead and attempt to special summon from the graveyard. We'll summon out the Poplar here. Don't really know what we really want to do. It looks like the Fire King has plenty of follow-up. There's really nothing we can really do if we are the Fire King player, or the pure Snake Eyes player, just because we really don't have anything in rotation. We'll go into an Amblo here. Can't go battle because we already went to battle phase. Things evenly matched here. We have the one card in hand, which is 1-for-1, which is dead. But time does get called here, which is unfortunate. But it looks like Fire King was about to take that anyways. He did have to play through like the Promethean and an Amblo, which was unfortunate. But time did get called. Both players were even on life points. So this will lead into a draw. But since the Snake Eyes player took game 1, that means the Snake Eyes player took the match overall. So again, I think the Fire King player eventually does take that, just because he has a shit ton of he has cards in hand, he has follow-up, he has the Karen as well. While all he has to play through is like the Amblo Engrave, or the Promethean Engrave with Amblo pop, and that, and one unknown card as well. I think the Fire King eventually does take that match eventually, but time did get called. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe for more content on the channel, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.